Professor Kreltalk's strategic warfare class was the crown jewel of the Galactic Military Academy. For 500 years, the greatest military minds had studied under him: Thraxian fleet commanders, Vorthan tactical savants, Cerebran strategic computers in biological form. When Rebecca Martinez walked in, the professor's 4 eyes narrowed with disdain. "Humans," he announced to the class, not bothering to lower his voice, "are tactical creatures at best. Brave soldiers, certainly, but strategy requires centuries of cultural warfare evolution. Humans have been spacefaring for barely 100 years. They don't belong in strategy class." Becca took her seat without comment, pulling out an old paper notebook while others activated holographic interfaces. The semester's final exam was legendary. A real-time war simulation where students commanded virtual fleets in a recreation of the Battle of Zirion Prime, the most complex strategic engagement in galactic history. 47 different victory conditions. 10,000 variables. The record for optimal victory was held by a Cerebran who achieved success in 14 days with 43% fleet retention. "Begin," Kreltalk commanded. Every student dove into their tactical displays, analyzing fleet positions, supply lines, stellar geography, political alliances. The Zealothi student ran probability matrices. The Corvani calculated optimal attack vectors. The Vorthan began elaborate flanking maneuvers. Becca looked at the holographic war map for exactly 30 seconds. Then she stood up, walked to the central display, and crushed it with her fist. The entire simulation froze. Error messages cascaded across every screen. "What have you done?" Kreltalk roared, his scales flashing violent purple. "I won," Becca said calmly, sucking on her bleeding knuckles. "You destroyed the simulation. That's not strategy. That's vandalism." "No," Becca corrected, returning to her seat. "That's Earth strategy. You called it the Battle of Zirion Prime, but it's really about the Zirion hyperspace beacon, right? The whole system's value is its navigation node. So I destroyed it. You can't just." "Sure I can. Check your simulation parameters." She opened her notebook, revealing hand-drawn calculations. "The beacon's a physical structure. The simulation has to account for battle damage. I just scaled up the damage to total destruction. No beacon, no strategic value, no battle. Everyone goes home." The Thraxian student checked his console. She's right. The simulation is awarding her total victory. 0 casualties. 0 days to completion. But nobody would actually destroy a hyperspace beacon. Kreltalk sputtered. "The economic damage. The trade route disruption. It would take decades to rebuild." "Exactly," Becca nodded. "Which is why nobody expects it. You're all thinking about winning the battle. I'm thinking about ending the war. The Zirion beacons. Destruction would cost about 500 billion credits in economic damage. The Battle of Zirion Prime, historically, cost 2.3 trillion in ships and lives. Sometimes the winning move is to flip the board." She pulled up her own tactical display, showing her work. Earth military history is full of this. Sherman's march, destroy infrastructure, not armies. The Doolittle raid, psychological victory over tactical. Cortez burning his ships, remove the board, change the game. You all study warfare like it's chess. We study it like it's a bar fight. In a bar fight, breaking the pool table is absolutely a valid strategy. The Cerebran student's optical implants word. "This is insane. You're suggesting tactical vandalism as strategy." "I'm suggesting," Becca said, "that every strategy assumes the players follow rules. Earth's strategic doctrine is simple. If you're losing under the current rules, change the game. Napoleon did it. Alexander did it. My abuela did it when she fought off 3 robbers with a chancla and a can of hairspray." Kreltalk reviewed the simulation logs. Not only had Becca achieved victory, but her solution prevented every other possible battle outcome. By destroying the beacon, she'd made the entire conflict pointless. "This is not proper strategy," he insisted. "With respect, Professor," Becca said, standing to leave. "That's why humans keep winning. You're playing chess. We're playing Calvin Ball. And in Calvin Ball, crush the board, is always a valid move. As she walked out, she turned back. Oh, and Professor? Humans have been doing strategy for about 10,000 years. We just called it survival for most of it. Maybe that's why we're better at it. We never had the luxury of thinking war was a game. The simulation was retired after that day. Kreltalk never again said humans didn't belong in strategy class. He did, however, bolt down all the equipment.